Hello everyone. Today's lesson is going to be about how to use a protractor. Okay, we're going to be using a protractor in your homework tonight as well as in class tomorrow. Okay, how to use a protractor. First off, a protractor, and I have a really big one here, yours is not going to be near this big. A protractor is used to measure angles. You can see here that I've drawn an angle. This is angle A because this is the vertex, or where the two rays meet. The place where the two rays meet is called the vertex. So this is considered angle A because that's how we name the angle. You can see here I've got angle A is the same as, now I've measured this at 50 degrees. So really what you do with a protractor is, and we'll go through this step by step in a minute, but I'm just going to really quickly show you, is you're going to use the hole that's in the center of your protractor. Yours looks a little different, but you still have a hole. You're going to line it up with A. You're going to make sure that this line B is straight on the bottom. Then you're going to come out here and see where does it end. You can see there's two numbers here, 50 and 130. We have chosen the 50, and I'll tell you how I know that here in just a few minutes. But this is really how you use a protractor. Now let's go through that step by step so that we can understand better how to use the protractor. Go ahead and get out your notebooks. Turn to the notes section of your book. Okay. There are several steps for using a protractor. So go ahead and get out your notes and start copying. You can actually put this video on pause and copy these down. Step one is to be sure that the rays of the angle are long enough. If not, extend them. Now you can see here that I've drawn two separate angles. If I took my protractor and I tried to measure this angle here, angle X, I would line up my center there, and there's no way that this line here is going to reach out here. So what I would have to do is take my protractor, use the straight edge of the protractor, that's why it's there, and draw this line out. So I would extend this line out to here and then measure it. Okay, the reason the protractor is designed in the way it is so that you have a straight edge that you can use if you have to extend the ray. Remember what we learned about rays. Rays can go on in the one direction forever. So for you to extend the ray is okay. It's not going to affect the measurement of the angle. Okay, so if I wanted to measure angle L, I would simply put my center on L, line up the bottom, and you can see this isn't going to hit this. So I could take this, I could extend it out, then I could try measuring angle L. And now you can see I can get out here to a number. I'm not sure if you saw that, okay? But we're going to go ahead and have an opportunity to try it. But extending a line is okay to do, all right? So the second step is to ask yourself, what kind of angle are you measuring? Is it an acute angle? Because if it's an acute angle like this one, you're going to know that your measurement must be less than 90 degrees. Remember we talked about the difference between an acute angle and an obtuse angle? If it's an acute angle, if I put this up here and I measure it and it comes out here to the 110/70, I know I'm going to have to use the 70 because 70 is less than 90 degrees, and this angle is an acute angle. That's less than 90 degrees. If I use the 110, it wouldn't make any sense. So if it's less than 90 degrees, then it's an acute angle. If you have an obtuse angle, like this one, your answer will be more than 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Line that up. Okay, it comes out to this line right here, which is about the 5130. So of those two markings, which one should I use? Probably the 130, because 50 is less than 90 degrees and an acute angle. This is not an acute angle. Since it's an obtuse angle, I have to use the 130 degrees. Okay. Step number 3, place your vertex, which is this right here. Remember, the vertex is the point where the two rays meet, in the center hole of your protractor. Now your protractor looks a little bit different than mine. Mine has a little arrow right here, but your protractor will have a little hole right there. That's where you put the vertex. Then you're going to line the bottom line up, the bottom ray, up with the bottom edge of your protractor. And on your protractor, I believe there's a straight line drawn across it, and we'll show you more about that. But you can see there's a hole followed with a straight line. That's where you're going to line yours up, okay? So we're going to line the bottom ray up with the straight line that's on the protractor. So I'm going to line the vertex up with my hole and the line with the straight edge. Now your protractor might have a hole up farther and there will be a line drawn on it. Line it up that way. And then you can go ahead and read that. Okay, we're going to practice here just a minute. So let's make sure we have all those steps down. We have a few more steps to add. Okay. Then read the correct scale. And how do you know which scale is correct? Think to yourself, is it an acute angle or is it an obtuse angle? That will tell you which scale to use. And then record your answer in degrees. Let's go ahead and take a look at how I'm going to stand up here for a minute, and we're going to measure this. Just watch as I measure. All I want you to do is watch me, okay? And you will do this on your homework. You're going to put the hole right on the vertex, which is the center point. You're going to line this bottom line up with your point. And now you're going to see that it comes out to be right somewhere between 50 and 60. I know it's not the 120 and 130 because it's an acute angle. So it's going to come between 50 and 60. Now the big line there is 55. It's one past that, which tells me it's 56 degrees. So I chose the correct scale by knowing my acute versus my obtuse angles. And I'm going to record my answer in degrees. So this is actually 56 degrees. Degrees is just a little circle like that above the number. Now it's your turn to get an opportunity to practice, okay? I gave you this today in class, and really there are 4 angles here, and you have a protractor. I would like you to go ahead and measure these as accurately as you can. Remember, if you have to draw out the lines, if you have to extend them, that's okay. Go ahead and extend them. Write your answers over here on these lines in degrees, and then let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk more about this tomorrow in class. Have a great night.